OMI Builders, Summit Automotive, and Clifton Plumbing. Sportsman champion Zach Clifton will start 12th tonight. Rolling off 11 from Kernersville, the M&M Transport, Smart Chevrolet, Supercars Direct number 44 of Daniel Beeson. Starting 10th from Walkertown, the Clifton Plumbing, Ideacom Business Solution and Phones, BIMCO, number 50 of Michael Clifton. Starting 9th, one of our fans challenged who said no. He qualified in the top 4. He drew 9th in the Phoenix Packaging, Jerry Hunt Supercenter, Clarence's Steakhouse, Long Brothers Trucking, Center Warehousing 75. It's Lee Jeffries. Rolling off 8th from Pufftown and car number 5, the Greg Butcher Trucking, Carolina Triad Choice Realty Agent Amanda Tucker, B.D. Kaiser number 5 of Randy Butner. Rolling off 7th tonight from Walnut Cove, a 33-time Bowman Gray Stadium winner in the Solid Rock Carriers, Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, Carolina Drilling, Moorfield Ford, it's Jason Myers. Winding up with the 6th starting position, the reigning and 9-time Bowman Gray Stadium champion in the CitraSafe Cleaners, Fanatics, Cleanup Supply, Haviland Express Loop Ford, it's Bert Myers. He'll start 6th. Rolling off 5th from Walnut Cove and the Redmond Motorsports Marketing number 8, it's Darren Redmond. Drawing the 4th position in a full field redraw from Winston-Salem, the Scott's Custom Cabinets, DJ's Towing, Tar Heel Wood Floors number 31 of Zach Brewer. Drawing 3rd from Winston-Salem, the Kevin Powell Motorsports, Don and D. Stone Motorsports, iHeartMedia, Q1041, Covers Edge Ford of Brandon Ward at car number 04. Drawing the outside of the front row from Lexington, the Jerry Hunt Supercenter, Texas Steak and Tap House, Arcadia Auto Repair, Yates Grading number 18, it's Daniel Yates.
Derek, this has been such an interesting modified season that we've seen so far this year. 7 different modified races here at Bowman Gray, 7 different drivers in victory lane. So if the pattern continues tonight, we're going to see a new guy cross the checkered flag first tonight.
Well, it's a huge parity, but we have to think about where the similarities are. The guys that are usually finishing up in the top 5, the top 10 that are here every week, they're the usual cream that rises to the top. Burt Myers, Tim Brown, the Flemings, Jonathan Smith, all those guys that are here each and every week. Those are the guys that we're going to have to watch tonight. Yes, we have had different winners, but if you always watch, it's that same group that runs near the front of the field, but it's always just a little arranged differently each and every week as far as the winner goes.
Well, interestingly enough, Burt Myers was the one in victory lane last week for his first modified win this season, so it took him a couple weeks, but he did manage to get there. And not only did he manage to get there, but he did so after choosing to start in the back of the field. Yes, I said he chose, but he chose because he had a shot at $3,000 if he did so.
And you're looking at Burt Myers right there in the Fanatics Haviland Motor Oil and Car Wash sponsored number 1. He'll roll off in the 6th position here tonight, and he is the 9-time and defending champion here at the Bowman Gray Stadium. Sits 2nd on the all-time win list to none other than the Hayes Jewelers number 83 machine of Tim Brown. The field is getting set and ready to roll. The modifieds have been a long-standing tradition here at the Bowman Gray Stadium, and speaking of the modifieds, Ryan Priest came so close to winning at Sonoma, but green-white checkered after green-white checkered. Noah Gregson was finally able to get the advantage of him on one of the restarts and take the win in the West Series there this afternoon. Actually, just a few hours ago before we went on air.
That's right, Noah Gregson. Kind of like I was just saying about Burt Myers. He worked his way up through the field for that win, just like we saw Myers do last week. So I'll be anxious to see if we can see some more great passing tonight here at Bowman Gray.
Phenomenal field for the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West out at the Sonoma Raceway this past weekend. Over 36 cars on the entry list, which was fantastic to see. 23 cars are going to take the green flag here tonight for 100 laps. And when we came to you earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, we brought you a 200-lap race. It was the Hayes 200, starts the year off. Right now, we're going to a race that's half the distance, but just as much excitement. The other thing that you have to realize is, being that they have half the distance, they're going to be charging from the drop of the green to try to get to the front. It's been an exciting season on Fans' Choice so far this year, and we've seen some exciting races, some exciting finishes. The last time that we were here, Brian Lofton won the Hayes 200. Also, some of the things that happened on Fans' Choice this year was we got to see drivers like Chase Cavery get his very first win at Memphis. We also got to see Haley Deegan pick up her second win of the year when she won earlier out in Colorado. So what are some of the other notable wins that some have caught your eye this year?
Well, 2 words, Chandler Smith. He came, at least for me, he kind of came out of nowhere, and then not only won the K&N, or the ARCA race last week, went and led laps and had a shot at winning in the NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series race the following day. Impressive showing and impressive come on the scene so far this year for Chandler Smith. Looking forward to seeing what that kid does moving forward.
Yeah, we've been following Chandler Smith actually in the ARCA Racing Series, driving for Venturini Motorsports. He's definitely been impressive to watch. But now, tonight, we're going open wheel racing. NASCAR Tour Type Modifieds, and there are a few tracks that run these cars with Tour Type rules each and every week. There's a lot of race tracks that run these type of cars or similar type of cars, which are also called SK Modifieds. Sometimes they'll be called SK Lights, but these are tried and true 800 horsepower NASCAR Tour Type Modifieds. And the green light is about to go on the switch here at the Bowman Gray Stadium. The lights are out on the Bowman Gray Stadium Camaro pace car. Frank Fleming, the Mount Airy Missile in the Nelson's Auto, number 40, is going to bring the field to the green with the Texas Roadhouse, number 18 of Daniel Yates on the outside. We're getting ready. Here we go. Fleming with an early race lead. He's going to pull. Oh, trouble there. Deeper there in the field. The number 8 getting very sideways, taking a trip across the grass. That's Darren Redmond, but we all stay green so far. Everybody coming through fast and clean. Looking at that number 8 right now of Darren Redmond, feeling the challenge to the number 5 of Brandon Butler. Redmond gets sideways as Butler is trying to take the position away. He cannot do it. Action now goes back to the leaders. Frank Fleming in that number 40. He has over 50 wins in his career here at the Bowman Gray Stadium. He's a 2-time Smart Modified champion. That's the Autos by Nelson sponsored number 40 machine. Caution now out on the speedway. Caution, that will be the first caution of the evening on lap number 4. And it looks like the number 50 of Clifton will go back to the pit area. So that'll be the first caution of the evening. Michael Clifton in that number 50 machine getting a left front flat as he is now down in the pit area. The crew has got the jack in there, jacking that car up. And we can see him from up here on the roof, which has really been nice. So Jesse, we've got an exciting schedule for the broadcast for our Fans' Choice races tonight. Why don't you tell the fans at home and let us know what we can expect to see from around the world of Fans' Choice.
Yeah, Derek, we do have a lot of exciting races tonight. Like we mentioned before, you've already seen an incredibly exciting K&N West race out in Sonoma. Now, Bowman Gray action going on here. Mods currently running, and also going on right now in Salina High Banks. There's some pit crew challenge night. You can catch that on Fans' Choice. Also on Fans' Choice action out at Magic Valley Speedway. And a little bit later on, coming from Tucson, racing there, and even later on, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Alaska Raceway. Things are going to get fired up in Alaska. So that's one of the beauties of Fans' Choice, Derek, is that people can sit from the comfort of their home or wherever they're spending their Saturday night, and you can watch short track racing all over the country at one time.
And have multiple windows open up to view it too. That's one of the best parts. You open up a couple of browsers, because as we're talking right now, Jukasa has got a race going on, so you can actually check out what's going on there. Of course, we've got our race here at Bowman Gray. You can switch over if you're a dirt fan to check out what's going on in the Salina High Banks. Caution light has gone out here at Bowman Gray. Your starter, Randy Smith, giving the field the signal to double them back up. That is a cone choose restart. Drivers that go to the inside of the cone start on the inside row. The drivers that go to the outside can actually pick to go to the outside and skip a couple of spots to make their way to the front. There goes the Bowman Gray Chevy Camaro pace car pulling down onto the grass to the inside. Frank Fleming, with many feature wins here at Bowman Gray, brings the field back to the line. Fleming makes a little bit of contact with Brandon Ward. Ward's going to leave the inside open. That's going to allow Zach Brewer in the 31 to try to take a look, but that's all it is just a look. And Brewer gets sideways with a tap from Burt Myers. Myers in that white and black number 1, working the inside now, inside Daniel Yates. And he's got younger brother Jason Myers in tow in that black and purple or red machine, the number 4. Oh, one car up in the air on top of the wall. That is the 15 of Jeremy Gerstner. Jeremy Gerstner, 2-time SMRS modified champion. That's the car that actually won the Hayes 200 when we were back here in April. And Jeremy Gerstner taking a wild ride, getting up on top of the tires and sliding along the top of the wall and coming to rest in the front straightaway.
That got the fans on their feet.
Probably got the flagman on his feet too, because he was riding the top of the wall as he came right across Randy Smith's face, and a pretty wild ride. Jesse, that's the car we saw here win last time.
Here's the thing, Derek. If anyone at home has never had an opportunity to watch a race from here at Bowman Gray, like I mentioned, this is my second time here, and one of the biggest things that I was taken aback by was how close you can sit to the action. There are some seats in here where you are less than 4 feet away from the racetrack, less than 4 feet away from these cars that tonight are going up on the wall. I mean, you are not only here watching it, you are in it.
And Jeremy Gerstner not happy right now with the number 8 machine of Darren Redmond, so he looks very upset. Jeremy Gerstner actually lives in Wesley Chapel, Florida, of all places, commutes here every single week to drive for Grady Jeffries in that number 15 Shady Grady Motorsports car.
You can see the disappointment.
Yeah, right now, Jeremy Gerstner assessing the damage on the car, and he's getting a little bit of help from the safety crew, and a really tough break for him. Super nice guy. He's very personable to talk to, and comes from a great family, and he's actually thinking of moving to the North Carolina area. He is a landscaper. He owns his own landscaping outfit by trade, and he's actually trying to move the business and the family and everyone to North Carolina. He's currently looking for real estate right now.
Jeremy was actually joking with us before the race about how Derek and I just coincidentally had both shown up today in black and red, and he was saying, is that a little slight Jeremy support there? And we obviously said no, it was a coincidence. So hopefully he does remember that, because I hope it wasn't a bad luck charm.
Well, if you were to put a number 15 somewhere on your shirt, you probably could have passed as one of the crew members. That was pretty cool. And Gerstner again leaning over to that number 8 of Redmond, telling him, think. You need to think out there. And unfortunately, right now, that 15 machine is a little worse for the wear, and they're going to have some work cut out for them. Like we said, we're going to be on all night. So, fans, if you have a question, if you want to say hello to us, if you want to give us a shout out from where you are, if you want to tweet a picture of the seat that you're sitting at and send it to us, let us see it on fanschoice.tv, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're also on Instagram as well. You can even send a message to Jesse Punch or myself on our social media pages, and hopefully we'll try to chat with you during the course of the race tonight.
Let us know who you guys think might end up in victory lane tonight. That's always a fun one. I love to see where you're watching from, but do our jobs for us. Let us know what you think is going on. You know, give us some feedback on these races and tell us who you predict to be our winners tonight.
Yeah, fan predictions are always fun because we get to see who people like out there and who they're favoring, and just like the name of the network, it is Fans Choice, and fans, you have a choice. You could tune in and write to us or send us a message, and we'll try to chat with you, live chat with you as the race is going on. You never get to do that very much during a NASCAR broadcast on NBC or Fox, do you?
That's right.
We've already gotten some questions coming in, actually on Fans Choice, from Rob Hasty, writing to me, actually asking, is Jesse Punch related to Dr. Jerry Punch?
Shall I answer that question?
Yes, you can answer that question.
I will answer that question. Yes, I am related to Dr. Jerry Punch. I am blessed with the best dad in the world, I have to say. He has been an incredible mentor to me as I am growing my career. This is only my second year with NASCAR, but obviously I grew up going to racetracks, and I just, man, this sport has such a special place in my heart, and I just owe a lot of it to my dad. So yes, I am related to Dr. Jerry Punch. He is a phenomenal dad, an even better mentor, and he's probably watching tonight. So hey, Dad, he's in Sonoma. Thanks for watching.
He's out in California this weekend and just taking care of some PR and media responsibilities out there. Dr. Jerry Punch, of course, longtime broadcaster in the sport of NASCAR, of course, being on ESPN for many, many years. And boy, it's really cool to have guys like him to be able to tune in and watch us. And he joined you on the Pace Lab for Father's Day, didn't he?
That's right. My international show, The Pace Lab, is also posted on Fans Choice each week. So we did a special Father's Day episode 2 weeks ago with me and my dad co-hosting with our special guests, Todd and David Gilliland. So that episode is actually still on Fans Choice if you guys want to go check that out sometime.
Be sure to head on over to Fans Choice. Check that out. Jesse Punch does a great show each and every week. And now, another show that goes on each and every week is about to go green one more time. We're over here at the Bowman Gray Stadium. The lights are out on the Bowman Gray Stadium Camaro pace car. Frank Fleming has led the way since the drop of the green. Getting ready and set to go back to green. They're back in the throttle one more time. Frank Fleming gets the car loose on the restart. That's going to get the outside to Brandon Ward in the 0-4, and the caution flag will fly. So the third caution comes out on lap 16 for a bad restart. They have to be equal coming across the line. They are this time by Ward once again. Turn number one. Frank Fleming shoves the front end of the car, pushing hard. He now will move his way to the second spot. Burt Myers running up along the top side of the track. He'll now come to the third position. Jack Brewer runs in the fourth spot. Rounding out the top five is Jason Myers from the Myers Racing family. Cars racing for position out there, a little deeper in the field. There's the number 22 of Jonathan Brown, trying to go to the outside of Daniel Yates in the 18. We're going back to the leaders right now. There's your third place competitor. That is Burt Myers, now looking deeper in the field, back to Daniel Yates in the 22 of Jonathan Brown. As Brown in that number 22 has the spot, takes it away from Daniel Yates. That car was actually purchased this past week from Jimmy Blewett. That is Jimmy Blewett's former NASCAR Wheeler Modified Tour car. The crew drove all the way up to Howell, New Jersey this week to pick that car up, and now they're racing it, and you can see the red, white, and blue in it. It's indicative to Jimmy Blewett's colors. There's the number 79 machine of James Savali. They call him the one-man Taliban. He was able to win out here earlier this year. He has Lee Jeffries right in front of him. That is just outside the top five in the 7th and 8th spot. Single file right now. The low line is the place to be. That's your deal. You're looking at Brandon Ward in the Q104 Moto.com entry. Leading the way when he was able to take the top spot away from Frank Fleming in the Autos by Nelson number 40. Frank Fleming running in that second spot right now. There's the black car with the yellow numbers, the Autos by Nelson car. Third spot is the number one being driven by Burt Myers. Fourth spot is the 31 being driven by Zach Brewer. Rounding out the top 5, you see the red and black number 4 of Jason Myers. That's your top 5 as they run right now. 26 laps up on the board. They are just past the 25-lap mark in this race. Taking a look at the Rocket, Tim Brown, who is deep in the field right now on that number 83 machine, but don't worry, he'll find his way to get to the front. The number 66 is right in front of him. He's stretching into the position. That race car is being driven by Ronnie Clifton. Ronnie Clifton trying to hold off the challenges of Tim Brown right behind him. Another driver that's found in the lane here is Bowman Gray. That red number 53. That's Quentin Smith's car being driven by Sean Smith. There's third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth out there. Now seventh figures in the picture. You're looking at Burt Myers leading this line of cars over Zach Brewer, Jason Myers, the 75 of Lee Jeffries, who sits in the sixth position, and seventh is James Savali. 33 laps are now up on the board. 33 laps are complete. That finds the 04, actually it's the Q104 sponsored car. Brandon Ward out in front. Continues to hold on to the second spot. Frank Fleming led early in this race. But lost it on the restart. Coming up on Chris Williams right now in that number 41 machine, the white and gold car. Still very early in this event. 35 laps are down. Now 36 are up on the board as Brandon Ward puts another lap in. And as the laps continue to click on, we're watching the battle heat up for the second spot. Frank Fleming's car, the longer he runs, he's having trouble keeping the car on the bottom. If you notice, as he goes through the middle of the corner, the right front brake rotor is blowing, and he can't keep the car turning. As you see, he has a little bit of a push in the front end. Burt Myers sees that. He realizes what's going on. And he can hook the bottom better than Frank Fleming. And in just a little while, we're probably going to see Burt Myers contesting Fleming for that second place position out there on the racetrack. A good battle right outside the top 5 right now. James Savali gets past Lee Jeffries for the 6th position. Savali right there in that white and day glow number 79 machine gets past the blue and white 75 of Jeffries. Moves Savali now into the 6th position in the running order. 40 laps are now up on the board. We're almost to the halfway point in this race. 40 laps are down, 60 more in this 100-lap drive. Going back deeper in the field, watching the race. Oh, trouble and turn number 4, James Savali around. Trouble, James Savali just loops the car as he was getting back into the throttle, and that will slow this race down for the 4th time. So it looks like James Savali finds his car backwards into the fence right now. That's the body armor. Hillbilly Racing number 79 machine. Savali, originally from Meriden, Connecticut, lives down here now and works for a NASCAR team during the day. And unfortunately, Savali, who was battling back and forth with Lee Jeffries for the 6th position, looped the car in turn 4. Don't know if he had some help. Saw it at the very last minute. The car spun around very quickly like it was on a Lazy Susan. There's some damage to the left rear corner of the car. Can't tell whether that was from backing it into the fence or if that was from getting some help getting turned around. But tough break for James Savali, a former NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour Rookie of the Year. And a former winner on the NASCAR Wheeling Southern Modified Tour, most recently at the South Boston Speedway. We're under caution so far here at the Bowman Gray Stadium with 43 laps in the book. So let's take a look back at some of our cautions. First one came on lap number 4 when the 50 of Michael Clifton had a flat. The second one happened on lap 10 for the number 15 of Jeremy Gerstner wrecking. The third one came out for just a false restart on lap 16. And most recently, James Savali in the wall on lap 41. Here we are, getting ready to go back to the restart. Frank Fleming got a terrible restart. Burt Myers was able to get underneath him and she was able to push Frank Fleming up to the top line of the track. He's quickly losing positions out there. Jonathan Brown, the number 22, also getting past. Move Jonathan Brown into the top 5. 46 laps now in the record books as Graham Ward goes across the line. You're watching a battle deeper in the field. That's Lee Jeffries feeling the pressure of Randy Butner in that white number 5. Randy Butner now to the inside of Lee Jeffries. Randy Butner, a longtime competitor here at the Bowman Gray Stadium, has a couple of wins to his credit. Also the number 8 and the 83 going back and forth across Tim Brown on the outside of Darren Redmond in that white number 8. You can see the front bumper on Tim Brown's car pushed up. He started deep in the field at the drop of the green. Had a long way to go to get to the front. He's using that chrome horn to get there. Really good battle right now, deeper in the field. That's it between Tim Brown and the number 88 of Redmond. Brown now letting Redmond know, here I am and you're holding me up. They do use the bumper here a lot at the Bowman Gray Stadium. You live and die by the chrome horn on the racetrack. And the 5th caution will now come out on lap number 50. That looks like Drew Moffitt in the number 51 machine. A tough break for Drew Moffitt. Drew Moffitt piloting the Martin Pressure Washing Keller Williams Realty agent Melissa Locklear sponsored race car. And unfortunately, just a quick spin, just to slow the field down. Doesn't look like any major damage on Drew Moffitt's car.
Derek, really fast while we're under caution. Quick cut in here with what's been going on social media. The DMs are starting to fly in. All right. I've had replies from a little bit further south of us, South Carolina. I've seen replies come in from New Hampshire. I've seen replies come in from all over the U.S. But right now, I must say, Warwick on Twitter tweeted at me. He said right now he's loving the coverage on Fans Choice all the way from Melbourne, Australia.
Wow, all right. So we've got people tuning in from a land down under, so want to thank you for tuning in. Also, want to say hello to Stan Mertz, who is a longtime open-wheel modified car owner in the Northeast. He tweeted out, or I should say he Facebooked a picture, kicking back, watching Fans Choice on his big screen TV with a glass of wine.
Oh man, that looks like a nice night to me. Think he delivers?
I definitely think he does. Well, we're under caution on lap number 52. The caution did fly on lap 50 for the 51 of Drew Moffitt being spun. And there is James Savali. Right there, you see him on camera, the Hillbilly Racing Crew going to work. That's David Hill in the orange shirt with the headset on, working on the left rear corner of the car right now as the crew goes to work on the left rear corner. David Hill on the right rear corner. Looks like they were doing a quick stagger check to see what was going on. And trying to get James Savali back out there. He was part of one of the cautions, so there's a long way to go in this race. Might as well bring your driver back to the pits, get the car tuned properly to the way you can. And James Savali, definitely one of those type of drivers that can cut his way back through the field. Also want to send a quick shout out to Andy Seiss. Andy Seiss of all people. a former two-time NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified champion. He is in attendance here tonight, cheering on former competitor that he used to race with, Chris Fleming, in the Red 16 machine. Pace car getting ready to pull off, this time by. Here come the men who live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. Green flag flies are back underway. A bid for the third position out there is Zach Brewer going back and forth with Jason Myers. Myers up on the top line of the track. Zach Brewer down on the inside in that Chassis Dynamics car. Here comes Jonathan Brown in that former Jimmy Blewett car as Jason Myers gets nudged into the wall just a little bit. That's going to break his momentum. He's going to lose some ground to Zach Brewer and Jonathan John Boy Brown. John Boy now in that 22 machine. The red, white, and blue car running in the fourth position. Challenge for the lead going on as Burt Myers hot on the tail of Brandon Ward in that 104 car. That's the breakaway from the rest of the field. Ward and Myers have about a 4 or 5 car length advantage over third place. Great battle between two veterans out here on the racetrack. Both of them former champions in their own respective divisions. Brandon Ward, a former SMRS champion, and number one of Burt Myers, a two-time NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour champion, a 9-time track champion here at Bowman Gray, also a former SMRS champion as well. Looking a little deeper into the field, it's a great battle for third and fourth as Jonathan Brown trying to get to the inside of that 31 machine of Zach Brewer. Brewer getting knocked on the back door by Jonathan Brown. That's allowing the 4 of Jason Myers and the 18 to work their way into the picture. The battle you're watching right now on screen is for that third spot. Jonathan Brown close to the inside of Zach Brewer, gets past him with ease. Brewer is going to get drop kicked 3 spots, and he will now fall to the 6th position. 64 laps are now in the record books as Burt Myers is knocking on the back door of Brandon Ward. With each lap that's gone by, Burt Myers is just giving him a little tap, letting him know, here I am. Here I am behind you. Nagging him, keeping him in the back of his mind and trying to get inside Brandon Ward's head. Battle for the lead going on out there as the drivers come back across the line. 67 laps are up on the board. We've only had 5 cautions in this race. It's been pretty eventful. Now 6 cautions as I say that. Caution now flies out on the speedway. So the 6th caution comes out on lap 68. And it looks like it might be a debris caution. There may have been some debris out there on the track. Yes, here comes the track safety crew in turn number 4. There were rocks and sand and debris that was kicked up from the infield into the groove and throw the caution and slow the field back down. Jesse, how's social media looking so far tonight?
It's looking pretty good, Derek. A lot of people are tuning in. A lot of people are staying tuned in, too, from watching that K&N West race out in Sonoma earlier. I've seen fans tuning in from California, fans tuning in from all over the country, actually.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Fans Choice. We're watching some action down in the pit area right now. Lee Jeffries' crew going to work on the right rear corner of that race car. Tim Brown, his crew, almost hidden behind one of the sheds down there, getting some service done to his race car. Here comes Lee Jeffries out on the track in the Phoenix Packaging sponsored entry. And right behind him comes Tim Brown in the Hayes Jewelers car. And look at that, two stickers on the right side. He's got brand new right side stickers out there on the track. Oh, and he makes contact with Lee Jeffries briefly, and Don't know if that was intentional, but he definitely scuffed in the right rear tire getting sideways like that. So, right now, we're looking at 30 laps to go, and Tim Brown has fresh tires. What's going to happen?
Do you want me to guess? Because I can take a pretty good guess, but...
Well, he's pretty much using up... If you look at the front bumper on the car, he's pretty much used it up. Don't know how many more shots that bumper can take, but right now, Tim Brown sits up on the outside of your leader. Don't know if he's possibly trying to get his lap back. We don't know if they do the free pass here for these 100 lappers at Bowman Gray, but we're going to find out very shortly. So as it stands, there have been 6 cautions in this race so far this evening. Tim Brown does not get his lap back. Tim Brown coming back into the pits. You can see him right there in your screen. And there goes the crew now, and looks like they're going to go over to the left side of the car. So Tim Brown rolled down onto the track the first time with brand new stickers on the right side. And here comes Lee Jeffries. It looks like he's got a sticker on the left rear corner as well. In modified racing, they're really popular with doing a 3-tire change, 2 right sides and 1 left rear. In the essence of time, you don't really use the left front that much out there, but nope. Here comes Tim Brown. He's got 4 brand new stickers on that car with less than 30 laps to go, and that means the field's in trouble.
He means business.
Tim Brown always means business. He's a 9-time champion, 10-time champion here at Bowman Gray. That's the Sink Tower Hayes Jewelers Jerry Hunt Auto Sales, sponsored number 83. One of the more popular drivers here that runs each and every week at the Bowman Gray Stadium, and one of those guys who has made his way into the history books by becoming the winningest driver all time. Want to send a quick shout out to Kay Gadbois, who is watching on Fans Choice tonight. She Facebooked that it's the perfect way to end the evening, Bowman Gray on Fans Choice, as we get ready to go back to green. Thank you, Kay, for the plug. Green flag flies. We're back underway. Brandon Ward has the advantage going into turn number 1. Jonathan Brown in that former Jimmy Blewett car moves into the 3rd spot. Great 3-car battle up front for the top spot out there. Ward to the inside of Myers. Myers trying to make the top line work for him. Jonathan Brown brings his way up into the fray. Ward gets a little bit sideways when he gets back to the throttle. That's going to cost him. Jonathan Brown still runs in the 3rd position. We're going to have cars all the way around this racetrack. Lap 76 going up on the board. 76 in the books right now. Less than 25 to go. And now from the Burt Myers and the Fanatics, number 1 out in front. Going back deeper in the field. Here comes that number 83 machine of Tim Brown chasing Jonathan Smith as he goes into turn number 1. Tim Brown with those brand new tires. Caution flag comes out for the 7th time tonight. 7th time on lap 77, and it looks like we don't see any wrecks out there on the racetrack, and there goes the safety crew going to work one more time in turn number 4. They're breaking out the leaf blowers and the brooms, and it looks like they've gotten more dirt and debris and rocks up on the racetrack from somebody getting into the infield. So that'll be caution number 7 tonight, and the cone now goes out onto the front straightaway. Now, if you don't understand what the cone is, this is where drivers get the option to start on the inside or the outside. If you go to the outside of the cone, obviously you're in the outside row. But if you start deeper in the field and you move to the outside, it helps drivers actually sort of hopscotch their way to the front of the field. pace car getting ready to pull down to the inside. The field is in command of Brandon Ward and Burt Myers. Ward, car gets sideways upon entry, and when he gets on exit, when he gets to the throttle, we're going to see the outside line will work for him. He tries to keep Burt Myers. No, and the caution flag comes out for a false. Caution flag flies for the number 66 in the wall. A tough break for Ronnie Clifton. That's the LMI Builders Summit Automotive. Medenenhall Pest Control, M&J Printing Graphics Chevrolet. And tough break for Ronnie Clifton. Looks like he was able to, he's going to be climbing out of that car under his own power, and it looks like the right front corner of the race car caught the wall as he was coming off the corner, and unfortunately, looks like he's going to be done for the night.
Less than just 20 laps to go in the modified race here tonight at Bowman Gray. But Derek, like we were saying earlier, still a lot of great races to go here before the night's over. We're not even close to wrapping things up here tonight.
Absolutely. We've only seen one race from the Sportsmans. We have to do another race for the Sportsmans. We also have 2 stadium stock races that are coming up. Both of those races are going to be 15 laps apiece. And then we will wrap up the night with some entertainment for the crowd and a little bit of entertainment for us, a chain race. And if you've never seen a chain race before, what they do is they take 2 old junker cars, they attach a chain from the front bumper to one car to the back bumper of the other one, and one car has the gas and the other car has the brakes. Neither car has either one. Neither car has both, I should say. Each car has either one, the gas or the brakes, and it's going to be pretty funny to see what's going to happen tonight.
It's about as wild as it sounds.
They don't call the place the Madhouse for nothing. That's for sure.
Derek, here's a quick question. If we were a chain racing team, would you have the gas or would you have the brakes?
I would have the gas. Being the driver, I would definitely say I would have the gas. And if I got a little too scary or anything like that, or got too wild behind the wheel, then you can hit the brakes.
I don't brake much while driving, so we'd make an interesting team.
Cool. Got a great crowd on hand here at the Bowman Gray Stadium. Thousands, literally thousands, flock here every single week. Oh, and there we are up on the roof. That's us up there. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Mom.
Hello, folks. That's us. And we're just looking at the crowd here. But like we've said many times, this place is generational. There are grandparents that come here, great-grandparents, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. It transcends through generations for the fans that come out here to watch races here each and every week. The rain may have kept a few people away earlier in the day, but I tell you what, if you didn't make your way out here, boy, you're sure missing a great time, because Bowman Gray Stadium, it's an anomaly of short track racing. There is nothing else like it in the United States.
Yeah, Derek, I've said it before, and I will continue to say it every time I come back here. I cannot think of a better place to spend a Saturday night, and I mean that. This place, the atmosphere of Bowman Gray Stadium is just electric, and the people here are so nice. Everyone's so welcoming, and everyone's just so passionate about motorsports. They're my kind of people, quite honestly. And like I was saying before, I grew up going to racetracks, but I watch kids run around here on Saturday nights, and I think, wow, that's the life. I can't think of a better place to spend a Saturday night, no matter what age you are.
It's at this level where you start to build and enforce that love of short track racing. Just like you, I went to the races at a very young age. My family took me. I was sitting in the grandstands every night at places like Islip Speedway and Riverhead Raceway on Long Island, and getting to watch some of those drivers who were local heroes. Guys like Fred Harback, Dan Giovanelli, Charlie Drzambak, the guy Wayne Anderson, the list goes on and on. Bob Park, Bill Park, Steve Park, all of those guys. I mean, every Saturday night, I looked at them the same way that you would look at Richard Petty or Dale Earnhardt racing in NASCAR on a Sunday. I mean, these guys were the local heroes, and that's exactly the same type of vibe and energy you get here at Bowman Gray.
Well, and you see it at the start-finish line with all of the young boys waving flags, and you see it in their eyes when they watch the men stand in victory lane. We're breeding the next generation of race fans here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And that's exactly right. And It's one of the best places to come to watch a race. It's the scene and the setting is unique in and of itself because we literally race around a football field. They race during the summer. They end early in August so that Winston-Salem State University can come in here and begin their football season.
Well, and thanks again to Bowman Stadium for letting us come back out again here tonight. Fans' Choice, they've been so gracious to let us come in and do a broadcast here and bring the action from Bowman Gray Stadium to all of you guys around the world.
Yeah, we definitely want to thank all of those folks at Bowman Gray Stadium for being able to show the world what goes on here each and every week. And we're getting ready to go back to green. Great side-by-side battle for the top spot right now. Now it's a battle for the second division as John Brown looks to get to the inside of Brandon Ward. He's going to try to take the spot away. Caution flag flies once again. So the caution flag will fly for the 10th time here tonight on lap 85. Just 15 laps to go. And we're trying to get the reason for the caution out there on the track. We don't see anybody in the wall. We don't see anyone with damage right now, so it could be a possible another debris caution. Yes, exactly what it was. We saw one of the track safety workers picking up a giant hunk of metal that was on the racetrack and throwing it back to the infield. So actually, let's go back and look at some of the cautions that have brought us to lap 86. The first one came out on lap 4 when the number 50 of Michael Clifton had a flat. Then the second one came out on lap 10 for Jeremy Gerstner's wreck. The third one came out for a bad restart on lap 16. Lap 41 was the fourth caution of the race where James Savali got into the wall. Then the number 51 of Drew Moffitt spun, bringing out the fifth caution of the night on lap number 50. It was a debris caution for the sixth caution of the race that happened on lap 68. Lap 77 was another false restart, followed by these last two debris cautions out there on the track, and we are now up to lap 86 as we're going to stop the field before they get to the line. So we have been counting caution laps as we've been going during the course of this race, because if we didn't count caution laps, of course, the race would take a heck of a lot longer. But now what they're trying to do is get the field in proper running formation so everyone is in their respective positions when we go back to green flag racing.
Derek, you mentioned counting the caution laps, and that it kind of struck something with me, something that I realized with my first time here at Bowman Gray. We talk about how this place is so historic, and it's one of the tracks that NASCAR is truly built on. And what's so great about this place is that it still holds so much history. It still really builds on the foundation that it left. And one of those ways that it does so is timing and scoring. If you go down into timing and scoring booth right now, there are two women in there doing it all by hand.
Yeah, it's very funny that you mentioned that, because we just got a message on social media from Alanis King-Jones, who is a writer for Jalopnik. She's a motorsports writer for Jalopnik, and she wrote in saying that it's been great filling in the gaps when there is no timing and scoring. So, Alanis, thank you for chiming in on that. We appreciate it. And you want to talk about the power of television, or the magic of television? About 5 minutes ago, I talked about Long Island modified legend Freddie Harback, the Flying Dutchman. Well, just now I get a message on my phone, and it pops up from his grandson, Jeff Harback. Jeff Harback, of course, the grandson of Fred Harback, tuning in, watching on Fans' Choice tonight. So I want to say hello to Jeff Harback. Pace car is now in. We're getting ready with less than 15 laps to go. Can Burt Myers hang on, or can Brandon Ward get the advantage on the restart? And he does. And the caution flag will fly for an uneven start.
Man, they're keeping me on my toes.
They are. Brandon Ward knows he has a car. The longer he runs, the looser it gets. So what he's trying to do is take advantage of a restart to get in front of Burt Myers to try to hold him off for the remaining 11 laps in this race. 11 more laps to go.
Derek, you're a driver. You have experience in this position. What's that adrenaline like right now?
Oh, you're white-knuckled on the wheel, and that's exactly what Brandon Ward was. He was quick on the restart and was able to get the advantage over Burt Myers. Here comes Jason Myers, his brother, trying to challenge for that runner-up spot. Jonathan Brown in that former Jimmy Blewett car now going back and forth as Brown is on the inside of Myers. When they come back to the stripe, there will be 92 laps completed. Burt Myers using the bumper out there on Brandon Ward, trying to move him up the track. He cannot get it done. We're watching Tim Brown now come through the field as Tim Brown is just outside the top 5 in the 7th spot. He's got James Savali right in front of him. Oh, Burt Myers again with the chrome bumper to Brandon Ward with just a handful of laps to go. As you're watching the 83 of Tim Brown trying to work over James Savali. Action now goes back to the leaders. There's Myers. Another shot gets Ward loose. He's going to kick some dirt up onto the track, but hold on to that top spot. This is racing at Bowman Gray. You're witnessing it in its purest form right now. The bumping, the banging, the pushing and shoving. It's going to go right down to the final lap. Another tap to the bumper for Brandon Ward.
That's how you talk here at Bowman Gray. Bumper taps.
Bumper taps, and you've got to talk quick because they're rolling laps over here in about 12 seconds. So you've got to be able to get a sentence out. And look at Tim and Burt Myers just knocking on the back door of Brandon Ward, nagging him, trying to get inside of his head and intimidate him so he can get past and try to take the win.
He's sending the message, but man, is he not taking it.
Brandon Ward in the KPMoto.com sponsored entry. Kevin Powell Motorsports, the car owners on that race car, along with a great crew. They come here each and every week. They're a threat to win, but another threat that's always there is Burt Myers. Two more laps to go. Now we're going to see the white flag. The white flag this time by. We're following the leaders as they make their way down the back straightaway for the final time. Burt Myers is going to send it into turn number 3. Knocks on the back door. Ward hits him one more time but can't make it. Brandon Ward will win the 100-lapper here tonight at Bowman Gray Stadium. What an exciting race. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Brandon Ward did exactly what he intended to do. He knew he did not have a car that was good on the long runs. This late race caution was the advantage that he needed. He took it on a restart and was able to take the high line around Burt Myers and hold him off for the remaining laps as Myers was knocking on the back door all the way to the checkered flag and picking up the win as the KPMoto.com iHeartRadio sponsored Q104 race car for Brandon Ward. So Jonathan Brown picks up the win here tonight. Brandon Ward picks up the win. Jonathan Brown finishes 4th. My bad. Apologize for that. But
Repeat winner of 2019.
it was the first repeat win of the season this year for Brandon Ward. Let's throw it down to Randy Ward in victory lane.
He is unbuckling, getting all the safety paraphernalia out of the car, taking that steering wheel away. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, winning for the 2nd time this season and the 4th time of his Bowman Gray Stadium career. It's Winston-Salem's Brandon Ward. For Brandon Ward, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I thought when Burt Myers muscled the lead back away from you that you were done. But no, sir. Man, you drove your way back out front. Congratulations. Great race tonight.
Well, first of all, Burt always races us clean, and I was going to try to do him the same way, man. He's a lot of fun to race with. He's a fierce competitor. That's why he's won a lot of races over here. And we had a really good car early, and it just went away on me. It got way too free getting in, but these guys don't give up on me. I can't give up on them. So I just felt like if I could get a good start and get back to the front, get some laps under us and get some bite back in it, getting in the corner, we'd be okay. But, man,
he was able to drive off the outside lane and get the lead from you, and it looked like that lane was the fast way out of turn 2, and that benefited you as well.
Yeah, the outside's been really good here this year. It really has. It's came in more than it normally does. But I just can't thank this team enough. Phil Stefanelli and all these guys, Kevin Powell Motorsports, Foothill Ford, Q104, Don and D Stone, Color's Edge, iHeartRadio, PME Engines for the great power that we've had all year long. Can't thank them enough. PSR Products, Sterling Building Group, just everybody. Man, Robin Sam blasting, David E. Day, Casey Kepley did an outstanding job spotting tonight, and he always does. You just can't thank these guys enough. They just they keep digging, keep working hard.
Well, just remember, if it's got 2 wheels, if it's got 4, you better call Kevin or you'll pay more. I know the boss man's going to be really happy. Congratulations.
Thank you. He's racing his dirt car tonight at 311, so hopefully he'll call me in a little while, and he's won again too.
All right. Brandon Ward, ladies and gentlemen, go celebrate in the Carolina Wood Floors Winner's Circle. And I wanted to real quick, a little bird told me, Donnie Lambeth, that tonight is your birthday. Happy birthday, Donnie Lambeth, and thanks again for joining us at the Madhouse.
Thank you, and it is.
All right, and you got a beautiful trophy here for Brandon Ward.
That's right. Looks good, doesn't it?
Brandon Ward will get the winner's trophy from Forsyth County, District 75, North Carolina House Representative, Donnie Lambeth.
Wood Flooring Victory Lane. So Brandon Ward in the Carolina Wood Flooring Victory Lane accepting tonight's trophy. A great drive for him. His car owner, Kevin Powell, is actually across town at 311 Speedway, a dirt track not far from here, because he races dirt late models. So we're going to get ready to roll some more cars out here in just a little bit. But while we are in a little bit of a break, want to do another social media push and say hello to some people that have been chatting with us. Want to say hi to Bobby Seiss, who's watching from all the way in New Hampshire. Bobby Seiss, the mother of Andy Seiss, who is a 2-time NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour champion. Andy Seiss has also been racing in the ARCA Racing Series recently. So want to say good for you and hello to Bobby Seiss, who's watching from Hampstead, New Hampshire. Also want to say hello to Harold Wilson on Long Island. He wrote to us just a few minutes ago and saying thanks for the shout-out. Dan Giovanelli was one of my drivers for 5 years when he had a modified. And another hello to Austin Griffiths, who is taking the night off from announcing, as he says, and watching all the action from Bowman Gray on Fans' Choice. And also hello to Jonathan Wilborn, who's watching from South Boston, Virginia. And he is cheering on the Flemings and Tim Brown tonight. So thank you for tuning in and watching us